Mrs. Finlinson. How are you? I just wanted to jump in here and tell you good luck, let you know that I believe in you and that I think you're going to do a great job. Before you start your chemistry stage test, I have a couple of tips that I want to share with you. The first one is the reason that scientists use models is to help them visualize or to see what's going on. And remember we talked about John Dalton's model where he said the atom was little tiny balls. They're indivisible. They don't break apart. That all of the oxygen atoms are the same as nitrogen atoms, and they have to combine equally, so balanced equations. Okay, the next model that we want to talk about is J.J. Thomson. He used the cathode ray tube experiment. Okay, he is credited for finding the nucleus. Not the nucleus, the electron. His model was known as the plum pudding model. Okay, and then we had Rutherford. His model is the gold foil experiment, okay, and he is credited for finding the nucleus through the gold foil experiment. Okay, that leaves us with the three particles, protons, neutrons, electrons. Remember, protons and neutrons, what give an element the mass? The electron is really small. It would take 1,840 of them to make a proton. Okay, we have Niels Bohr, who had a model. He came up with orbitals and energy levels. Okay, the next is the periodic table. Remember, Mendeleev is the first guy who put the periodic table together based off of properties. But now we have a nice new current periodic table where we can find metals and our nonmetals, and we can find our transition metals right here. Remember, we have the alkali earth, alkaline earth, transition metals, halogens, noble gases. Okay, we also can identify the types of ions. The cations are our metals, anions are nonmetals. To figure that out, you go 1, 2, skip a few, plus 3. Take a breath. That means you skip row 4 and go backwards. -3, 2, 1. And remember, the negatives are our anions. Okay, that brings us to the types of bonds. We have an ionic bond and covalent bond and hydrogen bonds. Ionic bonds, a metal and a nonmetal, which just means a cation and an anion. When you see that, there's a complete transfer of electrons. Covalent is sharing, okay, two nonmetals, and hydrogen bond is just simply a bond with hydrogen. Okay, don't forget our chemical reactions. In a chemical reaction, what we start with is the reactants. What we end up with is the product. That has to be balanced. We balance it by the coefficients, the number out front, and by the subscript, okay? And you only ever change the coefficient. Okay, don't forget about collision theory before a reaction can take place. It has to be in the proper orientation, and there has to be enough energy. And there were 5 things we could do to speed that up: temperature, concentration, surface area, volume, and adding a catalyst. Okay, we have our mole. Okay, when we are talking mass, a mole is equal to grams over molar weight. When we're talking number of particles, we are talking 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Concentration is molarity and molality. We talked about solvents and solutes and solutions. And pH, the thing to remember with pH is that it has to do with the hydrogen ion concentration. And we use molarity a lot for concentration. Okay, we have Le Chatelier's as well. Remember to ask yourself, which way does the system have to go to bring it back into equilibrium or to make it equal? Okay, guys, time's up. That is the end of my stage tips. Remember, good luck. I believe in you, and I think you're going to do a great job.